At this time, we are going through details related to coming up with a solution for computing daily product revenue for complete or closed orders. First, let's go through the details about how to get complete or closed orders, then we'll take it further. We should be able to use orders and then we should be able to write query to get only those orders whose status is either incomplete or closed. First, we need to make sure we review all the statuses in order status column of orders. Then we need to understand what all values actually mean complete or closed, how they are structured, and then using that information, we should go and write the query. Let me use pgadmin here. Let me go to my Windows environment. Now let me make sure I right click on this, then say query tool. Now you can see the query editor is opened. We can actually say select star from orders to review the data in orders table. Now the query is ready. We should be able to click on this to get the results. Many times to review the data, we use limit 10. However, when you use the editor that comes as part of pgadmin, by default, it will get first 1000 records. In case if you just want to get first 10 records, you should be able to use limit 10 like this in Postgres. Now, if you run it, it will only display first 10 records. With pgadmin, you can remove limit 10. Even without limit 10, if you run this query, it will only get first 1000 records. Also, here you will be able to preview only first few records. In case if you wanted to preview other records, you have to scroll down like this. It is quite intuitive and hence you can skip limit in case if you are using pgadmin. Now I would like to get all distinct order status values. For that, we should be able to use something called as distinct. Then we should be able to specify the field from which we want to get distinct values. In this case, it is nothing but order underscore status. Now we should be able to run this. We'll be seeing only the distinct order statuses here. There are only 9 of them. You can see the details here. In case if you wanted to sort, you can actually use order by like this. Then say 1 so that the data is sorted based on the first field in a select clause, which is nothing but order status here. Now if you run it, the output will be sorted. Now you can go to the details and understand what all statuses actually mean complete or closed. There are only 2 of them. They are nothing but closed and complete. If you review values in order status, all of them are in uppercase. We need to make sure we use uppercase only to compare against order status column to filter the data based on the order status. Let's go to the details about getting the orders whose status is either in complete or closed. The query will look like this. I should be able to say select star from, then orders. Now let me say where. So that data is filtered based on order status. Then we have to specify the column based on which we wanted to filter the data. In this case, it is nothing but order status. Let's say I would like to get only those orders whose status is incomplete. In case if you want to compare only against one value, then you should be able to use equal condition like this. Then you can say complete like this. Now you should be able to run the query. It will give complete orders only. Let me run this. You can see the output here. When it comes to total count in orders, we have 68,883. When it comes to orders with complete status, we have only 22,899. Rest of the orders are in other different statuses. In case if you wanted to get orders whose status is closed, then you should be able to come up with a query like this. Let me hit enter here. Let me paste. Now let me change complete to closed. We need to make sure the values here are passed in uppercase because as part of order status in orders, the values are in uppercase. Then only the comparison will work. If you use lowercase, then the comparison will not work. Now we should be able to select this query and click on this one to run. Now you can see that we got 7,556 rows. Out of 68,883, 7,556 of them are in closed status. However, when it comes to our problem statement, we are looking for those orders whose order status is either complete or closed. We should be able to come up with a query like this. Let's copy this. Let's paste here. Now it is boolean or between these two conditions. We should be able to say or like this. Then say order underscore status equal to complete. Now if you run this query, you will get all those orders whose status is either in complete or closed. You can see the output here. This time it have returned 30,455 rows. In this case, when it comes to the where condition, we have same column when we use boolean or between them. Also, when it comes to condition, it is equal condition. Instead of using this approach, it is recommended to use in operator. We should be able to come up with a query using in operator for these kind of scenarios. In these scenarios, using in operator will make queries both readable and flexible. For now, we are looking for 2 order statuses. In future, we might have to change it to 4 statuses. If we use or operator like this, we have to update the query. With in operator, we don't need to update the query. Hence, in operator will give us both readability as well as flexibility when it comes to queries like this. We should be able to change this query to in operator like this. Let me copy this, then let me paste here. After order underscore status, we have to make sure we use in operator. Then we have to specify these values in circular brackets. We need to make sure we remove these and place comma between the 2 statuses. Now let me run this. You can see the results as expected. Keep in mind that when I say it is flexible in such a way that we don't need to update the query, I'm talking from the application perspective. If you are using pgadmin like this, you might have to update the query to add more statuses. But when it comes to applications, we use something called as prepared statements or bind variables. Using prepared statements and bind variables with in operator, make sure that we don't need to change the query in case if we have to add statuses in future. But with respect to this scenario, we have to update the query in case if you have to add more statuses. This is how you should be able to filter the data based on the requirements using SQL. Now let us go to the details about performing aggregations, then we'll take it further.